Hey, this is Jack with Raging Rancor here with a few quick thoughts inspired by Overlord DVD's recent expose video regarding Kathleen Kennedy in Lucasfilm. Before I go any further, please hit like, please subscribe, and comment below. As I'm talking, let me know what you think about all this. Okay, so let's get into it. So Doomcock over at Overlord DVD just dropped another video where he has a whistleblower that has come forward detailing how Lucasfilm is very unhappy with Kathleen Kennedy in the whole Lucasfilm situation because the ratings are tanking. Things are just not going well at Lucasfilm and Disney as a whole. The parks haven't opened, they're losing money. Falcon and the Winter Soldier isn't doing that well. WandaVision didn't do as well as they would like. So they're really leaning heavily on Lucasfilm to pick up the slack and to make more money. But Star Wars and Lucasfilm has become toxic because of Kathleen Kennedy and the horrible decisions that she has made. Now, I would argue that Rian Johnson is equally culpable, almost equally. I mean, he's responsible for one movie and she's responsible for multiple movies. His movie was extremely toxic and poisonous to the Star Wars fan base. So, he has a huge share of the blame as well. But no one can argue, well, at least I can't argue, that Kathleen Kennedy has been horrible for Star Wars. She has overseen the destruction of the soul of Star Wars. I mean, that sounds very melodramatic, but that is pretty much what has happened. She has overseen the destruction of Luke Skywalker as a character, in the ruining of Luke Skywalker. Now, Star Wars is famous for having perfected the hero's myth, the Campbellian hero's myth, the hero's journey. And Luke Skywalker is that hero from the original trilogy. And that is what Star Wars is famous for, is for Luke Skywalker's journey and for perfecting his heroic journey in making him the ultimate hero. And Luke Skywalker has become the greatest hero in popular American culture, the most famous, the most beloved. And so Kathleen Kennedy coming along and ruining him as a character with the willing and able help of Rian Johnson has really nailed the coffin lid shut on Star Wars, unfortunately. And it really poisoned Star Wars and the fandom of Star Wars, turned the fandom against the studio, which is not going to help the studio's efforts going forward. Some of those efforts I support, like they just had on the final episode of The Mandalorian Season 2, the victorious, triumphant return of Luke Skywalker, the Luke Skywalker that I know and love. So if they can redeem Luke Skywalker and undo some of the damage they've done, I think that is worth doing. And in fact, that's needed. In order to save Star Wars, at this point, there needs to be more Star Wars, more good Star Wars. So that is key. And I think that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they have done an amazing job with The Mandalorian. And before that, Dave did a great job with Rebels and the Clone Wars. I really enjoyed those. And so I eagerly await their contributions to Star Wars going forward. I think they have the right idea, and it's possible they could even reverse the damage that Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson have done to Star Wars. So I really hope that Overlord DVD's scoop on this was right, and that Lucasfilm is truly unhappy with Kathleen Kennedy, and that they finally axe her and get somebody else. The time has come. Save Star Wars, make Star Wars great again, and I think that can happen. I don't know if I want Jon Favreau to take over the leadership of Star Wars, although maybe. Because I really want him making new Star Wars content directly. I want him actually out there making TV shows and maybe even films. So I don't know if I want him saddled with doing the paperwork for Star Wars, but maybe he could do. Kevin Feige has been a great creative force at Marvel while at the same time running the show and doing all the paperwork. So maybe you can do one in both at the same time. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below on that. And while we're discussing this, please hit like, please subscribe. Let me know what you think about all this. Is Kathleen Kennedy finally on the way out the door? Is Lucasfilm deeply unhappy with her? Or is Overlord DVD's scoop on this totally bogus and he's being misled by forces within Lucasfilm for their own purposes? Now, it's hard to believe that Lucasfilm is orchestrating this uh, because why would they want to make themselves look bad? So I don't see why they would plant this information unless they have some sort of long term goal of discrediting Doomcock, which is always possible, and it's why he always prefaces his videos with take what I'm saying with a grain of salt or a huge grain of salt. So he's cognizant of the possibility of that. And but I do think that Lucasfilm would be very wary of making themselves look bad and probably wouldn't want to spread a negative image of themselves and of the dissension within the ranks of Lucasfilm. Anyway, but those are just my thoughts. What do you think? Comment below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and until next time, Jack out.